inside the palace, has it?
The drone is in my car.
Okay. He's flown the pad from here, he's flown it along the drive and above. I don't know whether he's landed it inside.
No, I didn't land it. I just flew over the palace to do a bit of
and
nosying.
Are we still filming? You're a YouTuber?
GoPro, yes.
You're a YouTuber.
Are you a viewer?
What's your YouTube name?
You're a copper, so
I am, yeah.
I'm just going to give you information without a reason.
Recording, is it?
Not the video, no.
No?
It will. Does it need to be, or?
No, it doesn't. So, well, what
basically,
did they do with you then?
I've flown over there. I've had a lot of hassle off the not these guys, but the other team.
You've been told not to fly here.
I've been told not allowed.
Yeah.
And I told them I'm allowed.
No, you're not.
So I did it.
No, you're not.
Over this because of the helicopters.
Welcome to Rate the Audits, where we put misconduct under the spotlight, break down police and legal encounters, defend civil rights, and demand real accountability. Today's episode comes courtesy of DJ Media. Link below. So make sure you subscribe and give him the credit is earned. In this case, DJ takes his camera and drone to the historic Hampton Court Palace, documenting the site with complete transparency, even going so far as to inform staff about his plans. But instead of appreciation, he gets police called on him. And when officers arrive, one of them delivers one of the most egotistical, confrontational performances I've ever seen towards an auditor. If it weren't for his calmer, more professional partner stepping in, this encounter could have spiraled out of control fast.
It's not a no-fly zone here.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes.
Can you show me?
You gotta look it up. It is on there. Go ahead and look it up.
I did all my due diligence before I got here.
Palaces, royals, and if the staff says no, it's
not about the staff saying no. It's about the law, my friend. Come on.
It is. If they're saying.
So there's the no-fly zones like airport there. But we're there. It's nothing.
But it's if you looked it up. Hampton Court Palace, no fly zone, alright? So this is what we're going to do.
I've checked.
Okay, well you can say that if you've checked or not.
There's no fly zone here, my
but
friend.
We're saying that it's not. And, you know, we've looked it up as well.
As the officers step onto the grounds of Hampton Court Palace, the tone turns sour immediately. One officer chooses not to ask questions or start a conversation. He mocks the auditor, parroting his words in a juvenile, dismissive way. It's unprofessional, confrontational, and sets the stage for conflict right from the start. Rather than seeking clarity, the officer flatly declares that flying a drone over the palace is prohibited. His partner chimes in, vaguely citing helicopters as the reason. But that explanation simply doesn't stand up to scrutiny. Hampton Court Palace isn't in any designated restricted or no-fly zone, unless a temporary restriction is in place. And at the time this footage was taken, there's no evidence that such a restriction existed.
So I don't look. It's a busy Friday night. All right, busy Friday night. We need to be out there. We're already stripped to a few units. Okay.
Right.
If we can just get your name, we'll treat this as words of advice. Just please don't do it again. The staff are here, and all the other staff.
You should be educating them, saying he's allowed to fly over.
No. It's not allowed.
Them after.
We'll speak to
we
them.
just have to deal with you first.
But we are just dealing with you. I don't want this to go long.
You've told me it's a no-fly zone.
I don't want this to go on any longer. If we could just have your name.
But this is going to keep happening. If people come here to fly drones and these guys, not you, but if the team come out and say, can't do it.
We've already had the info done from our...
Can you tell me what legislation so I can check? Because I want to learn here.
No, we've told you that is your learning. You're not allowed to...
That's not good enough, my friend.
Yes it is. Because we're a police officer.
You're an officer.
We're telling you. Yeah.
That's not good enough.
All right.
At this point, it's no longer about airspace, it's about ego. The auditor presents accurate, up-to-date information that completely undermines the officer's claim, yet the officer refuses to acknowledge it. This isn't law. It isn't safety. It's pride. Instead of admitting a mistake, or even entertaining the idea that he might be wrong, the officer doubles down, leaning on the vague assurance of "we've checked," as if confidence alone can shut down the conversation. But that's exactly the problem. When public, verifiable facts prove an officer wrong, and they still refuse to acknowledge it, the damage goes far beyond that single encounter. It chips away at public trust, and the reality is simple: lawful drone use is regulated by the Civil Aviation Authority, not by how sure an officer sounds when making a claim.
I need to know the legislation. I need to know the legislation that I've broken here, so I don't do it again.
See, it's completely up to you if you want to give us your details or not. Okay.
It's not about details, mate. Your colleague here. Yeah. The reason I hang around for police to arrive, and I didn't hang around, I was getting some food and I saw you and I thought I'd pop over, is so that I can see or know that the people who have restricted my legal activity today, the drone flying, get educated and say, look, he's allowed to fly. You may not like it, but he can do it, right?
Hampton Court Palace have said that is supposedly a no-fly zone. So obviously we've come with like the information that we've been told. I've read through, and it says no-fly zones, obviously 5 kilometres from airports. This isn't an airport, but the grey area that we're trying to deal with is where they're saying it's a helicopter thing as well. So that's where we're a bit...
Usually helicopter pads are not a no-fly zone, but they're on here to tell us to obviously watch out for aerial traffic.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I haven't seen anything on... I'll show you what I look at. I haven't seen anything on the app at all.
Okay.
It does turn yellow in a minute. There we go.
Yeah.
All that side there is, you'll see, Bushy Park.
Yeah.
When the auditor calmly asks for the legal basis behind the officer's claim, he's not being argumentative. He's doing exactly what any informed citizen should do, seeking clarity. But instead of citing legislation or pointing to an actual airspace restriction, the officer shuts the conversation down, leaning entirely on his badge as if that alone justifies his position that that's not how lawful authority works in the UK. Police powers must be exercised in accordance with the law, and when questioned, officers should be willing and able to explain the legal foundation for their actions. Brushing off a request for clarity with a "because we told you" approach doesn't reflect professionalism. It reflects a mindset rooted in self-importance, not public service.
Area of scientific interest, SSI.
Right, okay.
But I'm not in that. We're at the Palace, which is actually right bang in the middle.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, 100%.
There's nothing on there to say I can't fly, which is why I did it.
I think what they are just worried about is if there is suddenly a helicopter that needs to come, which, I mean, I know it seems like a bit far-fetched.
Right.
Okay, but just in case.
They didn't mention that when we had a talk.
Of course, no, I understand.
They just mentioned everything else.
Yeah.
A wedding going on, other concerns.
So yeah, there is something about the privacy side of things as well, because if there's a wedding as well, maybe they don't want it.
I said to them, I'm going to stay very high to the people with the tiny dots. I've got no issue with what you've said to me, but your colleague saying it's a no-fly zone, it's not good.
Yeah,
because now they're going to be under the impression that they can restrict people flying.
Yeah, that's it. I'll speak to them after, obviously. I'll speak to them. I'll say what you've said to them.
Oh, she's back out. Hello.
Have you got it in? Sorry, do you mind just going over there, please?
I can do, yeah. I'm going to go, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, that's why we're trying to speak to them, and we'll speak to you. If you can just stand by my colleague, please.
All right. Sorry to interrupt. I haven't got all night, mate. Can we do it quickly, or?
I'm trying to get it done as quickly as possible. If you keep interrupting us, then obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll be.
Can I just go?
We'll just have to explain 1 or 2 things, and then you can go. All right? Because it's busy for us as well.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
I've been here a while. You spoke to you for an hour, didn't I?
It shouldn't be an emergency response, but if
what, you came on emergency?
Well, no, we're an emergency response team. All right.
Got it. Okay.
So basically what they've said is, you know that you see those blocks like there to the left, just in front of the palace, that whole block there where the bushes
This building?
Yeah, not the first bit here, but the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all like residential.
Okay.
Whereabouts were you flying it from?
I've flown everything, mate, but I'll be honest with you, this long building here,
it's
probably the one part I haven't really flown in there.
Okay, that's fine. It's just because you have to be 110 metres away from residential buildings as well.
No.
Yeah.
The auditor is absolutely correct. In the UK, drone operators must check for airspace restrictions using live CA-compliant platforms, such as Drone Assist. These platforms may display helicopter activity markers or advisory zones, indicating areas where low-flying manned aircraft are common. But these are for situational awareness, not legal prohibition. The purpose is to alert pilots to use extra caution, not to ban flight entirely, unless the location falls within a designated flight restriction zone, F or Z, such as near an airport, military base, or other protected site, or a temporary NOTAM has been issued. If no such restriction exists, drone flights remain lawful, provided they are operated safely and within visual line of sight. In this case, the auditor saw no active restrictions in his up-to-date app, meaning he was fully within his rights to fly.
120 metres from residential areas.
Why does it say that? I'm not trying to catch you out, I know my legislation on it, because I fly it, and I've never heard of that.
Drone and model aircraft code, points 3 to 9.
Yeah.
Fly below. And then there was fly below 120, which you said you were doing perfectly fine, no problem. And then there's a residential, commercial, 150 metres, sorry.
Okay.
Keep at least 150 metres away from.
My drone is small, so my drone is that.
Okay.
So go by that.
Okay, what drone do you have? Sorry?
It's 249 gram, it's under 250.
Okay, perfect, yeah, no problem, that's fine.
Is that been made clear?
His drone is under 250 grams, which that doesn't apply to.
Good.
So,
You saw the drone, right? It was a baby.
It's the weight, and the weight only. So if
We haven't got,
if it's below,
we haven't got
hang on.
beef with you. As you know,
If the
we
weight is
spoke to you for an
150,
hour before all of
if the weight is
this.
150,
We're just
then
asking as a human
it's
being,
above.
that was all
Then
that-
all the license, blah blah blah, and all that. If it's less than, however, that supersedes if it has a camera. All right.
When the original officer came back in, his dismissive tone returned, and with it, more bad info. He tried to cite drone law but got a basic fact wrong, claiming the weight limit was 150 G. That's not a small slip-up. UK drone rules hinge on weight categories, and the important cutoff for many key rules is 250 G. Not 150 G. Getting that wrong destroys his credibility and shows he doesn't understand the fundamentals of the law he's trying to enforce. If officers don't know the basics, their arguments don't hold up.
Anyway,
It doesn't.
I'm not. I don't. I've got.
Come on, man. I do this every day.
I've got better staff.
You shouldn't have been called. I know they called you for a good reason.
To do. Just please.
With a good intention.
Don't do it.
But it's not a police matter, my friend.
Just go. It's not. I know it isn't. If
You're telling me not to do it. I'm allowed to do it. I am going to continue doing it. Don't tell me not to do it, man.
Okay. Well, we'll be here then again.
You're wasting your time.
I am wasting my time. All right. Thank you very much for
Why are
your
you
time,
being
sir.
stubborn? This officer's
Goodbye,
been
sir.
great. What a rude. What's his number? 4198. There's no need for that, mate.
No, but you're making
No need.
it worse
You're
now,
making
aren't
it worse,
you?
and
No,
Why?
but you should be telling them. You should be telling them that we
speaking to
can't
them
stop
now.
him.
Educating
All right.
me, I know. what's
He should
going
know the law. This officer knows the law.
It's nothing to do with the
He knows the law.
Both of you. No, I'm the one teaching him. All right.
You're teaching him.
I am
Sorry.
separating
Yeah, yeah.
both parties because
No, I'm going to go. I'm
this
going to
is
go.
not.
So
a
you're
police
teaching
matter.
him.
This moment is a textbook example of ego over accountability. When the auditor fairly points out that one officer knows the law and the other clearly doesn't, the defensive officer jumps in with, "I'm the one teaching him." It's not just a snappy comeback, it's a blatant deflection from his own mistakes. By this point, he's been wrong about multiple key details, misstating drone weight thresholds, inventing non-existent flight restrictions, refusing to cite legislation, and mocking the auditor instead of engaging professionally. Yet, when his lack of knowledge is highlighted, calmly and factually, his instinct isn't to learn or correct himself, but to reassert dominance. That "I'm the teacher" line says it all. Protecting his pride mattered more than protecting the truth.
I don't really have time.
Are
for
you
this,
saying you're
all right?
teaching him?
I'm separating both
That's
parties.
awful, mate.
I've spoken to you. I've spoken to them. I've already.
Do you know what I'm
said-
gonna do now you've dealt with it, Lewis?
I've already said your part to them.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
And
I'm going to
I've
make sure
already
that
said-
loads of people come here and fly drones because you need to educate them and say we're allowed to do it.
Well, if that amounts to harassment, then so be it.
No, not me, other
No,
people.
thank you. Yeah, it's a harassment court of conduct of two by anybody.
You're talking rubbish, mate.
Okay, well, if you believe.
Sorry, man, you've been more than you've been perfect. This officer has a problem, and if he's teaching you, I feel bad for you, mate. You've learned a lot from somebody else, clearly.
What I
You
was
know, yes.
asking you was,
Yeah.
as a human being,
yeah.
we have children on site.
Yeah, I've got no issue with you.
Security breach. That's the only.
Of course I care about that. What did I say about that? I said I'm going to stay high, didn't I?
Yeah, I think they're just concerned about the safeguarding.
It's fine. I've got no issue with them.
When a worker voices concern about children being on site, the auditor handles it exactly as a responsible drone operator should, calmly explaining that he'll fly at a higher altitude to ensure safety and avoid disruption. That's not just knowing the rules, that's actively applying them to minimize risk, exactly as the CAA expects. But instead of recognizing that, the disrespectful officer uses the moment to land another cheap shot, implying the auditor doesn't care. It's an accusation that completely ignores reality. The auditor had just shown clear intent to operate safely, in full compliance with CAA guidance, which doesn't ban flying near children but does require avoiding flights directly over uninvolved people and maintaining safe separation. The facts pointed to responsibility. The officer chose to push a false narrative.
They've been civil. They've been polite. They've been professional. They had concerns which were, in my opinion, a little bit. Their concerns were a little bit unreasonable. What they were telling me, but they're not doing it on purpose. They're just trying to do their job right. They call you guys for advice. You've turned up. I can't blame you for turning up because you don't know the situation until you get here. But to tell me I can't do it and don't do it again is wrong, because I can come here tomorrow, or my friend could, and fly a drone here, and they should really go, oh, just ignore him. You know, you can do it legally, right?
If staff are told, incorrectly, that flying a drone over the site is illegal, they are likely to repeat that misinformation to others. The next time someone comes to film lawfully, they'll face the same unnecessary confrontation. This kind of false narrative doesn't just cause one bad interaction, it snowballs. Each repetition spreads confusion, fuels more false reports, and wastes more police time and public resources. This is how bad policing practices and misunderstandings become normalized, not just through the original mistake, but through its unchecked repetition. When an officer wrongly declares something illegal and no one challenges it, that statement starts to be treated as fact. Staff act on it, the public believes it, and soon lawful activity is viewed and treated like criminal behavior.
I'm going to go. Sorry it's happened like this, all right? You've been more than polite, no issue at all.
It shouldn't have gone this far.
No, it shouldn't. I'd gone, I was having some food. I seen these guys come and thought I'd better pop over, but...
Alright, thank you for coming back
all right.
over.
I've got no issue, it's just, I feel like you dealt with it badly, but that's your
I'm
choice.
not dealing with it badly. Look.
Look,
They've witnessed how I've dealt with it.
What's done is done.
It's
There's
how-
nothing
But it's
else
not a
to
no-fly
do.
zone. Anyone can fly the drone here.
I've made that clear to both sides.
Oh,
all right.
you told me I can't do it.
However, like, you know what? There's no. My colleague has explained it, and I've told him.
He's been banged on, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm dealing with both parties,
He's
and I've
also
got my
dealing
colleague
with
dealing with
us,
you.
so-
Busy day, I suppose, as well. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Alright.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go. Thanks, man.
No problem.
All right.
As the encounter wraps up, the auditor leaves with a calm but clear message. His issue isn't with the workers, but with how the situation was handled. Turning to the officer who had fueled the confrontation from the start, he points out the poor conduct. The officer's response? A defiant refusal to accept even the smallest amount of responsibility, that it's a fitting conclusion to an interaction defined by pride over professionalism. From mocking the auditor, to dismissing legitimate questions, to doubling down on misinformation even when shown clear evidence, this officer repeatedly chose ego over accuracy. His stubbornness not only confused the staff in the moment, but also risked spreading that misinformation into future encounters, creating more needless calls to police that are in stark contrast. His partners showed what good policing looks like: listening, learning, and adapting when given new information. While he began misinformed, he demonstrated humility and a willingness to improve, which made the other officers' behavior stand out even more as unprofessional and unnecessary. The significance of this incident goes beyond drone laws or one heated exchange. It's a reminder that public trust in policing depends on accountability, knowledge, and respect. When pride takes priority over professionalism, the harm extends far past one encounter. It erodes the very foundation of trust between the public and law enforcement. That's it for today's episode of Rate the Audit. If you found this coverage valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps keep independent reporting alive. And check out DJ's channel, link below, to see the original footage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.